It has to be one of the longest affairs I've ever heard of. Y'all remember Oliver North? He's been a Fox News correspondent. He was president of the NRA for a while, but he was on the National Security Council under Ronald Reagan, and he was part of the George Bush organized Iran-Contra affair. That's when they took all these weapons and they sold them to the Khomeini regime over in Iran. They did that to try to get favor to get them to release some of our hostages that were being held in Lebanon. And then they took the money from those weapon sales and funneled it down into Nicaragua to the Contra rebels. They were fighting the Sandinistas. And Oliver North was in charge of a lot of that shuffling of money and weapons between terrorists. And it left a black cloud on the Reagan administration. And it showed what George Bush was really like. But when all of it started coming down, Oliver North was running around trying to hide the evidence. He was shuffling paperwork and shredding all kinds of stuff. And his secretary was helping him. She was even smuggling things out in her pocketbook and shredding away. Well, her name was Fawn Hall. She was much younger than him, and she was hot. She was a pretty girl. And rumor was that her and Oliver North were having an affair. Now that doesn't sound like that big of a deal with porn stars and, you know, what we got going on now. But back then it was a big deal. Well, they ended up not doing much to Oliver North. They slapped him on the wrist, and they didn't do anything to Fawn Hall. And Oliver was Catholic, so divorce was out of the question for him, so him and Fawn supposedly split ways. And Oliver stayed with his wife, almost 60 years. Well, she got sick back in 2024 and passed away. In 2025, Oliver North and Fawn Hall got married. Yeah. So either they just happened to meet back up after 40-something years, or that's one of the longest affairs that I've ever heard of. And I'm betting on the second one. Sounds like a TV movie.